Hello, folks. How art thou? How are you feeling? How is the bodaday? Welcome. I'm going to give you space to answer those questions. I think I just kind of jumped in there. But welcome to another one. I'm going to open up the space. And as I do so, I invite you to do a self-check-in, take a couple of deep breaths. Maybe place your hand on your heart and ask yourself how are you feeling and what you may need in this time and space. And give yourself permission to give it to yourself. If you need to take a pause on this video, please do so. Maybe bring some water and hydrate. The time I'm making this video, it's approaching a super full moon in Aries, and that's a lot of fire. It's a lot of heat. And we want to cool our systems and bring us down to a state of grounding. So I invite you to do so. Alright, I set the intention to open up this space. Setting the intention, I am a clear, pure channel of the highest light, love, and truth for the highest good of all. I am channeling crystal golden green light today, which is a healing light and frequency of divine energy. And I am also channeling peace, love, and joy consciousness. Yes. So if you choose to receive, I invite you to tap into your heart. Maybe place your right hand or your left first and your right over. Take a deep breath, clearing a clear channel between your heart and your crown. And ask if this and receiving of this energy is in alignment to your best interest and highest good, or your soul growth, whatever soul's potential, whatever you want to say there. And tune into the rise or the fall in the energy within you. Rise means expansion, so that's a yes. Fall means contraction, so that is a no. And from there, say yes, I will receive the energy, or no, I will not receive the energy. You are always at choice, and this is just a practice of discernment and intuition, as well as energetic sovereignty and integrity. So let's begin, shall we? You're always welcome to say yes and no if you don't want to receive any energies throughout. If you just want to listen in and just be nosy, that's okay. That's what I'm here for. You can be nosy all you want. And let's do it, okay? Thank you, spiritual team, for helping me remain in energetic integrity and sovereignty as I channel this energy out. And I set the intention not to absorb any of y'all's energies, but simply to be a transmitter of these vibes, baby. Alright. So we're going to be doing something different. I haven't done this in a while. This is a Tales by Moonlight. And typically Tales by Moonlight, I share a story about my life. And in the past, it was like a lot of heavy stuff. I talked a lot about my trauma and the things that I went through and all the difficult experiences I've had, because I've had a really challenging life up until recently. I keep saying that because I'm manifesting it, baby. This period of I'm in the period of ease and blessings, and so may it be. Okay. All right. So yeah, the stories were rough, but it was because I was guided to share with y'all where I've come from, because this journey has been long in terms of healing and healing myself completely and awakening, and so I'm here coming from many places and many spaces where people who typically have my background don't typically end up here, right? And just about my also journey, in becoming and remembering who I am. Alright, so this time we're going to do a little different. I'm going to share some funny stories. What some may think are embarrassing stories, but honestly, I'm gonna share some secrets with y'all. I'm gonna spill my own tea, and I'm gonna spill it well. So I hope you may find some laughter in what I have to share with you, because the point is to use laughter as a form of medicine and to write some vibes as you receive this healing energy, because laughter often helps us open up to receiving, right? So this story is called Gray Hairs. So let me tell y'all about something that surprised me to learn. Okay, so I started graying at like 7. Yeah, 7's kind of young to start graying. But I remember when I was like staring at the mirror at 7, looking at like my overly relaxed hair with the characteristic whips coming out of 2 struggle ponytails, wondering, did I see what I thought I did? So I inspected closer, with my face right up to the glass and my hot breath fogging it up. It was gray. A gray. Not just one. It had friends, y'all. 3 or 2 in an area the size of a quarter. Right at the top of my little crown. And I don't know who invited them over, but I wasn't trying to have them. I wasn't trying to have them at the party. It wasn't me who invited them. Because I was shook, y'all. I was shook. I was confused. My 7-year-old self was like, what happened? Where did we go wrong? At this age, why? Why, oh why, is this appearing? See, my parents didn't have any gray hairs at that point in time. And so I was confused as to what was going on in my head. What was going on? I figured at that time at 7 I had took a wrong turn somewhere. So I did what any 7-year-old would do. I did what any 7-year-old would do, y'all. You know what I did? I plucked them itches out. I plucked them out with a kid logic that once they were out, hasta la vista, baby, goodbye. They would never return again. Those gray hairs. And so I diligently, parted the little parts, using my little fingers to like, deep, deep, deep. And they were out. And after I felt so proud of myself. I was like, okay, good. We're good. We're no longer experiencing this weird phenomena on the top of my head. Solution. Problem solved. And then I told my born mother, who then admonished me, saying, in our Igbo culture, apparently graying young was a sign of wisdom and ran in my father's side. And it's interesting because my father's side is the side where they had a lot of like priests and priestesses. So, anyways, no wonder. Okay? I figured, she had a point. So it got me thinking that, because I was at this age where, I was 7, but I often felt growing up like I was the adult in my family. Like I had this level of perception and awareness that went far beyond my age, and this level of inner wisdom that went far beyond my age, and I could see and know things and see things that I feel like other people didn't. And it resulted in being gaslighted a lot as a child, because people would just see my age and be like, you don't know anything, you're a child. And I'm like, okay, all right. And so I could see what my parents failed to very, very often see and know, even though I was a child. And each and every one of us comes into this universe experience of earth illusion with different backgrounds in terms of our souls, right? We have some souls who are newly individuated from source, and aka young souls. We have souls who were here from the day one, A1 of this universe, and that was I. So then I was like, okay, cool. I can see where that would be. And so I had this level of perception and these spiritual abilities very young. Anyway, so you can understand how I felt though when I discovered that those gray hairs had recruitments and tag teamed some others on other parts of my head, y'all. It was like a sense of betrayal to see them pop up other places. It's like I had no control over it and how the gray hairs were spreading. And so it's like the gray hairs were having like a rave spreading haphazardly in all directions on my head. If you've ever been to a rave, y'all, and you've seen people raving with glow sticks, and it's like the body is just moving in all directions with no sense of, I was going to say timing, but that's not always the case. Some of them got some timing and rhythm, you know. I would love to go to a rave. That would be fun. A rave in a forest somewhere. At night. Glowed up, you know? That would be, I think that would be fun. It's been on my bucket list one of these days. So they had recruitments and they were tag teaming, and I was just like, what is this? And so it took me some time to get used to the idea that I was 7 and I was gray, because I didn't see any of my peers with gray hairs, y'all. None of my over relaxed peers, their hairs, none. But I got used to it. And so the real shock came, y'all. The real shocker, though, came when I got older. When I got older, and by 2 decades, discovered that the gray hairs weren't just on my head. They weren't just on my head. My pubes were turning. Y'all. The pubes. And so I had to investigate. And I consider myself a very good investigator. I can go deep dive. I go deep into energies. I go deep into things. I know how to find some things out. But I was not taught in school that when you gray, it spreads to other areas. Like corona on a crowded bus. Y'all remember that? So I had to deep dive. And so I went to Google. And I did the research. I went to Google and I typed in, do pubic hairs gray and how fast in comparison to the hair on the head? And after this scholarly level of research, I came to the conclusion that after clicking the top 2 citations and reading the AI overview, that, okay, intensely scanning and reading, I found out some things. That yes, indeed, pubic hairs do and can gray. And that, this is the real shocker, y'all, that it takes, the time it takes to transition from the scalp to the pubes is, whoa, depending on the person. It's individual. So my grays are authentic. They're all authentic being their true selves. Just being them. And so I never learned, y'all, this at school. No one taught this to me. All those 20 years I've spent in school, up until getting a master's and all those certs, many studying the body, not a single teacher to illuminate this hidden secret of the bodaday. What a wow. And so with each spiritual awakening over the past 4 years, I began to watch and notice the seasons turn. And winter come earlier and earlier down below at the river's mouth. And it was fascinating. It's been fascinating to just watch and be like, down below. It's happening down below, right there, down below. It's happening down below. What? down below, yeah. It's happening down below, right down below, yeah. It's happening down below, right down below, yeah. And it was also happening as above, as above, as above, happening as above, as above, as above, as below. And now when I look at my hair, y'all, I have more gray hair than my parents. My born parents, I have more gray hair than them. And they're in their 50s and 60s. And I like to joke that, I'm like 30 something, turning on, going on. Was it 13 going on to 30? I am 30 something going on to 60 something. Because that's how I feel. That's how I feel. I often feel very old and also very young at the same time. It's an interesting dichotomy, y'all, to feel young at heart, but then like immensely old in soul. But yeah, anyways. It's at the river's mouth. It's going on. It's having parties on my head. And then it's also going on in my underarm hairs. The underarm hairs. And so right now, the underarms are experiencing a fall right now, a changing of color from black to brown, and who knows what will turn next in terms of the graying on my body. Like, is it the hair on my arms? Is it the hair on my fingers? Is it the eyebrows or eyelashes? Like, how far will this go? How many directions will it take? And it's so interesting because in the Bible, many of the beings, the peoples back then, oh gosh, I don't remember the name of this particular saint. Was it? The story of the child that was born with hair as white as snow. Or the story of the prophet that after they go through their awakening, they come back and their hair has this streak of silver and yada yada. And it's to highlight the understanding that the process of transmutation and changing, of awakening, is a process of coming deeper into the wisdom that's already there. And well, that's been my process these 4 years, y'all. And I've just kind of had to get used to it. And it's been interesting because it's like as I gray, it's like I also look younger and younger. It's like aging in reverse. And I know I look 12. I know I look young. And I look young in face. And it's just been an interesting dichotomy and paradox of my life, of graying so much in terms of the hairs on my body. So that's the story, y'all. Did y'all know that? Did you realize that? How did you first learn that you experience white hairs on all parts of the body? Did you learn it in school, or did you learn it through experience? Because that was a shocker for me. For the first time I got the grays till when I realized that they could spread. I was just like, what? What? Where do you do that? Where do you do that at? Whoa, where do you do that? I there's just certain things you just don't realize that society doesn't talk about, things like white hairs or going through menopause or menopause, yeah, or experiencing things with the body that talking about the body in the ways that aren't hypersexualized, and we're just yo, we got these bodies, and these bodies do sometimes they do things that are strange. And then we have to experience this process called aging, but you can also experience it very differently, because at a certain point in your ascension process, if you ascend far enough into different dimensions of vibratory realms, I like to say the different densities of vibratory realms, you don't even really have to age, There are so many beings, especially in Eastern religions, who have been noted, like Babaji in Hinduism, And so many others who went so far in their spiritual awakening process, in their ascension process, that their bodies were light and they could maintain their youth forever, forever, ever, 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 ever. So it's like the fountain of youth, y'all. That's the secret. When you think of the philosopher's stones, and they're saying in alchemy, are like, oh, y'all, the philosopher's stones. Whoever finds the philosopher's stone understands the secret of youth. Well, I'm gonna tell you what's the secret. It's literally vibrating at such a high level that you are perpetually feeding your every cell of your being with light, and thus you can maintain the cell level, the cellular structure of that of a youth. That's the secret. That's the hidden secret of the philosopher's stone. And so people try to, they talk about the story of people trying to go out and find the philosopher's stone. Or it's the philosopher's stone or the fudge. There's another part about alchemy. I should know this. I forgot. It's okay though. There's 3 parts to that thing. It's the philosopher's stone. Hold on, y'all. Let Google. Google was the philosopher's stone, and the resurrection stone. No. Holy Grail? Oh, dang. Okay, AI just gave us a little overview, y'all, so let's get into it. This is going off topic, but it's okay because you're getting the energies anyways. So the Philosopher's Stones and the Holy Grail are both legendary artifacts that represent the pursuit of great power. But they are not the same. Alright, y'all. I was right. The Fountain of Youth. I'm gonna stop there. Yeah, I'm just stop there. The Philosopher's Stone was known or thought to be able to create this like elixir of life, to be able to transform things into gold. And the elixir of life, the Fountain of Youth, it was an allegory to a way of being in which you can literally transmute and alchemize anything. Because everything is based on energy, y'all. So point being, I question how long it'll take for my body to fully gray naturally in terms of white hairs, and how long it will take for me to develop that state of being, if ever, because some people, they don't really develop gray hairs. Some people they do splotches, there's like patches. They develop patches on the heads. Some people go all white, and then some people like the look. And I have definitely dyed my hair blonde, platinum white blonde, and I like it, platinum white on dark skin. It's beautiful. But it's also a lot of chemicals, and I didn't like the feeling of all of the chemicals and the sensation of those energies on my scalp. Going back to the relaxer days, y'all. That's the relaxers, or what was the other one? That straightened your hair a little bit, but not a lot. My black body folks, y'all know. The Jerry girls, yes. The Jerry curls, the relaxers, all of those chemicals on your scalp. Let me tell you. I once saw a YouTube video where they were doing head surgery on a black body person who had a lot of relaxers on their head. And when you opened up the scalp, there was this grime on the scalp from the relaxers. So we also understand from a purification alchemical perspective that these chemicals disrupt. It was so mind blowing, y'all, to see the level of chemicals on the scalp from the relaxers that went into the scalp and was inside, touching the membrane of the brain. I was like, So since then, I've been very wary of putting chemicals or things like that on my scalp after seeing that open head surgery. I used to watch surgeries for curiosity about the body because I used to think I was going to be a surgeon one day. And I am in a sense, you know. It's energy though. So point being that, you know, from a purification alchemical perspective, if you're a black body person and you've gotten relaxers, you want to purify and alchemize and shift those energies, because that not only impacts your energy and it's impacting it can impact your brain functionality and the ways in which your neurons fire and the different neurochemicals spread throughout the brain. There's just so much that those chemicals can detrimentally impact. Not just your energy, but also your crown, your level of receptivity. Your crown is literally where you receive your connection to the divine and source up. And so it also can impact that and your level of intuition and spiritual ability. And it's just like, whoa, wow, to find that out. So needless to say, y'all, that when I experienced a lot of crown activations and realignments, it didn't feel good to have that place of my head purified because of the level of, I don't know, the chemicals that had to be purified and alchemized out. It was a lot. Okay. And I'm grateful that that chapter's done. So that's the story about my white hairs on my head and my pubes, and now my underarms, the underarms, and it's been a journey to get there. Still, like, gotta answer, did y'all know this? Was it facts for you, or was it just like a normal thing about the body? Alright, so I'm done channeling this story. I wrote some of it down, but my investigation skills brought me to a place of satisfaction. And I hope y'all receive this peace, love, and joy, and this golden green healing light. Please hydrate. This is a lot of energy that's coming through, y'all. Like, a lot. So hydrate, because it helps with the movement of the energies throughout your body, because you're predominantly water beings. No matter how much fire you feel, you got the water within. And that needs to be replenished so that the water carries these electrical signals. You know, it carries the energies throughout our body. We don't want to be dehydrated. You know what they say, the moment you feel the dehydration, you know you're already dehydrated. The moment you feel like you need to drink water, it means that you're already dehydrated. So keep up with it. You want to feel like you're a little bit over drinking water. Some of you, if you're drinking overly, there's a code that wants to come through for you now to assist you in cutting out this vice and loop. Kika anatie. And if you're open to receiving, simply say yes in your heart, and I set the intention to channel this light code to cut out this loop addiction and the energies that are attached, burning and cutting the cords and dissolving them fully and completely to the energies associated with this behavior, and sending that to the void. All of the energies to the void. do know that once this is cut, that loop is cut and closed, that you will feel the impetus because of just how we work as humans. We're programmed to move in patterns and cycles, y'all. So you may feel the impetus to reach, but you will also feel the impetus pulling you other way, the other way, and I want you to go the other way, the other way. And I send you so much compassion and love because as someone who was an addict, no longer, it's a cycle that can be difficult, but it also can be easy. So this is cut. The loop is going to be cut, y'all. But I'm not going to go deep into the root of it, right? But I will set the intention to channel light language to bring to the forefront of your consciousness the root of your addiction to drinking, if that is something that you are experiencing right now. So let me start that. Ooh, hold on, I need to drink water. I wasn't expecting this to get serious, but woo. Here we are. What I'm going to do is, instead of focusing on the drinking, I'm going to focus on the addiction loop cycle and offering that code there. Kika alena ana ane ya ki I ale ya tie ana aye ti kiolo ya na ake kika no we na ale ya kaye kia ko no we na tie ya kaye ki la ye kaye ya ko no ya kaye hiyo ko ya na aye kalena tie ya kaye. Beautiful. So you'll feel that through ease and grace always. So this may occur through ease and grace, but you'll feel it. Continue to hydrate, rest if needed, and I'm going to close that out, okay? Beautiful. Alrighty. Unexpected, but again, we just going with the flow here, y'all. Alrighty, y'all. That's what I got for you today, and I hope you enjoyed my story and like the energy that it gave you, and this like light code that just came through like for free. Do you know that in the future that like you can buy my light codes on Etsy, and on Etsy you will have different versions of my light codes, and they'll probably be like the light code that I offer through Cotton Sound Alchemy, but like to a higher degree. So you want to often you just want to check and see what I offer if you're interested. Nothing's been posted so far, but I will have some very much posted, and like the accent is changing and I don't know why, but we're just going with the flow. So definitely check out my Etsy for some of my offerings, because I do offer light codes, personal and non-personal, as well as like quantum sound alchemy, and I also offer energy companionship, which is like me channeling energies and holding space in silence, because sometimes you just need a warm and loving presence, and that's compassionate, and I can offer that. So that's something that I offer. And I can also offer readings, channel the reading, like Akashic record readings, your library of you, the book of you, reading me, you. Okay, so yeah, y'all, I'm really I'm talking like that because putting my services out there like that, it's uncomfortable for me, so I have to do it in a funny way for me to feel comfortable eventually to do it seriously. So this is my process, y'all. Thank you for tuning in to me, and I'm gonna like peace out because I gotta pee. I love you. Just know whenever you are so divinely loved. You're eternally protected, and you are divinely supported, guided, and assisted through whatever situation you are experiencing. Know that it is happening for you and not to you, and with every cloud, there is always a silver lining. If you are able to hold that understanding and that perspective, that at the very least, now you know what you don't want and what you want. And now you know. And that's valuable. That's information, you know? That's something to help you move towards what it is your soul is pulling you towards. So allow yourself and be open to listening and letting go, you know? Eventually you try, and there's just things where you have to realize, well, this ain't it. You look around and you're like, nah, this a no for me. Gotta go. Peace. And then you allow yourself to go. And that's when, you know, the universe whispers before it screams, and you just have to allow yourself to go with grace. And that takes discernment to know when it's time to let go. And allow yourself that, knowing that everything changes. Nothing lasts forever, baby, other than forever. And so someone needed that. This little tidbit message. Know whenever you are, don't take you for granted. So I hope you don't take yourself, because you are priceless. You are so worthy and deserving. You are so worthy of that which you give out into the world of love. And know that it's ready to come to you. As long as you are open to receiving and moving with the flow. I'm so full of joy. Like, it's interesting because it's joy, but a peaceful joy with love. It's a good. I like the combination of these three energy consciousnesses. I don't know about y'all, but I like it a lot. Okay, it's like one of my favorite energy elixirs. Alrighty, y'all. Take care of yourself deeply wherever you are. Take care of yourself deeply whenever you are. And know you are right where you're meant to be. And things are working out in your favor. I love you. May you go in peace, in love. Enjoy,